for one another here early in the season, Doris. What are you looking for as a team leader? When you're a coach, when you're starting to look for that chemistry element, what's most important, you think, in getting that team vibe to come together?
I think a few things. I think most importantly, perhaps, is that star or the two stars on these respective teams. It goes a long way toward chemistry and establishing a culture of winning when your best player is your hardest worker. That's the first thing. The other thing you're looking for is what happens when adversity sets in. You know, when things are flowing and there's winning going on, it's easy, and sometimes things can get glossed over. If you are establishing winning, I think the most important thing you want to see is a little bit of adversity for your team, because inevitably that's going to come. And how do we react? I think it's important not to get discouraged, to make sure you keep your head up. And again, I would say your most or your best players have got to set the tone where that's concerned.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. The forwards are Baamute and Griffin. Veteran backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And stolen by Redick. Here's measuring. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
You just love how Matthews distributes the ball, easily finding his teammates for open looks.
And it's the one thing that this Clippers franchise just can't seem to escape, and that's drama. Every year there seems to be one odd story coming out from this team. And you have to think that it wears on their ability to stay focused over the course of the season. Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Nowitzki with the screen on play. Nowitzki outside. And there's the call on Mason. That is his first foul of the game. Nerlens Noel checks in for Dirk Nowitzki. Clippers have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Ball outside. Here's the screen. Passes it to Griffin. Headshot off. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The pass to Finney-Smith. Matthews into the lane. He feeds it to Noel. Just 5 on the clock. That gives them the lead.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Jordan kicks to Redick. Ball outside. Here is Baamute. No good from outside. Dallas has gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Farrell. There's a good screen. On deep. Another 3 for Dallas. Ball outside. He dishes it to Griffin. The 11-footer, no good, trying to beat the buzzer. And so the first quarter is in the books. And Dirk Nowitzki still remembered.
I mean, that 11th season I'll never forget, but once
definitely not enough for Dirk. He's been to the mountaintop and he wants more. Another trip there would be terrific for him. He's been to the finals twice.
Yeah, and you heard him. It was like the whole city was having one big party all summer long because they were there. How could you not want to have that experience once again?
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Boy, they have not been caught out of position much. They're taking great angles to the ball. I love what I'm seeing tonight.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Here's out there with Griffin. Then there's Austin Rivers. Then there's Maurice Spates, and it's Crawford at the 2 guard.
And for the Mavericks, boy, a lot of pain before they finally broke through with their 2011 NBA championship. You remember 06, right? They were up 2 games to none over the Heat. The newspapers already publishing the parade route, and then Miami wins 4 straight.
A signature slam from the big fella. We've seen a few of those before.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw tonight.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
And Griffin slams it in.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. There's Noel. And it's Griffin with the rebound. And you talk about the tough years for the Mavs. How about 2007, Doris? League best 67 wins, and they bow out to the 8th seed Warriors in the first round.
Boy, we remember that well, Kevin. The first ever 1-8 seed upset in a 7-game series. Nowitzki had won the MVP that year and had to accept it after they'd been eliminated. Faced the music as the true pro he is, only to get revenge in 2011 and win it all.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, the league and NBA teams have become much more aware of protecting players' health, and they're finding out that rest and sleep are a huge part of that. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said medicine and science have improved, and thought processes. Guys played 48 minutes. Well, we've made advances. We don't go backwards with this stuff. We go forwards. Guys, that's why they want their players off their feet as much as possible.
Good report, DA. Thank you. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Rebound by the Clippers. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And boy, did that game nearly get away from them, but they were a little bit fortunate to have survived at the end of regulation.
Well, perhaps just knowing that they can pull out a close game, the next time they're in that challenge, they can go in with a ton of confidence.
Clock is at 3, and it's good. 2 points. Spates has got his first bucket in this one.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And he had the size advantage, too. Everything working in his favor in that situation.
They set the screen. Correa. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Mavericks.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this home team.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
The skyline of Dallas illuminating the night sky as we welcome you back to the Lone Star State. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. J.J. Barea out of Puerto Rico. Listed at 6 foot. Doris, are you buying that?
Well, Kevin, maybe with his shoes on, but even then, he's probably an inch shy. But listen, Barea uses his quickness and mobility to his advantage, and he's always looking to attack the defense off the pick and roll. Tough guy to contain.
They've got Nowitzki. Matthews out there at third. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Nowitzki with the screen on Paul. Farrell passes to Measury. The feed to Matthews. It's Samart. Count! And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's going to be on Brandon Bass.
That's just great concentration by Wes Matthews. Absorbs the hit and nails it.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you think of guys who are 3 and D wings. Wes Matthews, throughout his career, has been one of the league's best. A prolific shooter and tremendously physical on both ends of the floor.
And the basket is good.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Nowitzki with the screen on Paul. Farrell passes to Finney Smith. And it's off from three-point range. And Wesley Matthews very capable from long range, but that's not all he does offensively, Doris.
No, Kevin, he's gotten much better attacking the closeout and stepping in to hit that mid-range jumper. He also looks to use his strength, going to work on the low block.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
That's the frustrating thing. He works so hard to get the open shot, and then you can't make it.
Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Paul kicks to Jordan. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Clippers.
And they love to spread the floor with shooting. A lot of three-point attempts, and that's been the league-wide direction, and this group has been no exception.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's Farrell. Nowitzki up top. There's a good screen. Fires the 3. No good that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
And again, it's the Clippers missing. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Farrell. To the middle. Looks for Nowitzki. Gets it to him. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. And now it's a 3-point Maverick lead. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Dalton dishes the ball. Bass with a screen for Paul. Dalton kicks to Bass. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound.
Oops. Caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle.
Best thing we got is just keep the ball moving.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Clippers trail by 3. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Redick and Bamute make up the perimeter. Brandon Bennett's Paul in at the point guard. Curry can't get it to go. The Clippers shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. To the paint, here's Redick. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And I'm sensing something special going on here tonight.
The effort, the hustle from both teams. This has been a heated battle that could remain competitive all the way down the wire.
Griffin's check in for the Clippers. Curry kicks to Nowitzki. Pulls up. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Griffin passes to Redick. Curry with the steal. About a minute play here in the fourth quarter. Nowitzki Griffin with some nice D.
Incredible defense. Takes real courage to risk getting posterized and come up with a big stop.
They now take the lead. Griffin's got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
Oh, that's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
You know he's always looking to attack. And late in the first ball game, when he catches the defense napping, he's going straight to the rack.
Redick is in the corner. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Inside, Griffin. Picks it out the ball. 6 to shoot. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. And that's now 7 points for Chris Paul. For Dallas, they've gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Nowitzki outside. Will it go? And he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, Kevin, these are the times when they need Nowitzki, and he has outstanding feel for these moments.
Paul kicks to Griffin. 1:05 left in the fourth. Some solid D from Nowitzki. Pass to Berea. Nowitzki against Griffin. Berea with a wide open look. No good on the triple. And here is Los Angeles now. They've played a great fourth quarter defensive, allowing only 3 points. Here's Griffin. Oh, tried to dunk it all, but threw the foul, and it'll go to the line.
Stops the dunk there. The best outcome in a bad situation.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. And both at the line. It's a 4-point ball game.
He's able to make it a 2-possession game with some solid work at the line right there.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 40 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Older.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. One play at a time. Execute the game plan. That's how we're going to win this game. Kevin, he's trying to keep him focused.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Feeds to Nowitzki. Nowitzki can't get that one to fall. Here's Griffin. Oh! Wow. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
This is as close to a done deal as you can get.
Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 6. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What's your take, guys?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
Unless it's an and one, a 2-pointer makes no sense. Unfortunately for them, the defense knows this too.
Matthews, no good. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're losing by 7. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, you like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
No question. This is a teaching moment. They're just trying to come out of this with something positive.
Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. So the Clippers with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
At this point, Chris, would you say it is safe to say you can see who the true contenders are? Are we at that point yet?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely see, and most of the times you know who they are at the beginning of the year. It's just up to them to prove you right or wrong.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. The forwards are Mute and Griffin. Veteran backcourt with CP3 and Reddick at the 1 and the 2. And it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. Here's Udrih. Up again.
Wow, Drummond is one of the top rebounders in the game. You have to put a body on him, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, just to prevent him from coming away with a second chance opportunity. And a crafty pass into the lane, perfectly executed.
Now Udrih takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
I mean, we know that this is a game of heart. He knew his man was bigger than him. No big story. He just calmly rose up, altered his body so that he could get the contact and put that shot up over. We've seen him posterize guys with that move many times. However, the defense proved to be very stifling.
On defense, the Pistons, last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Man, gut-wrenching. You put that much energy into a game, that much passion into a game, catch up, send it into OT. You want to come away with the win.
Caught that one.
And the play is all about Drummond and his solid fundamentals, just taking his time and getting a high-quality chance as a result. Now, when you think about Andre Drummond, the first thing you think about is his relentless rebound. He's arguably the best rebounder in the game. Just inhales misses off the glass. Routinely, he can go out there and get you 20 boards easy.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. Jordan the screen. Paul dishes to Jordan. Paul passes to Griffin. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist from Mute. Paul's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Drummond coming close to averaging almost 15 boards a game in 2016. Chris, there's just no way to keep him from collecting shots.
Oh, wow, 15 boards. You got to say that 15 times. And it just isn't his freakish athleticism that makes him so good. He has a great sense of time, and he knows when to release a player, and he's boxing out to go for that ball. He has more nuance to his rebounding game than he gets credit for, and also he desires it more than most big fans.
Now, here is Morris. There's the pick. Now the pass to Udrih. Shoots from the elbow. The shot misses. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still and off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
You know, they're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
And it's why they're shooting such a high percentage from the floor. They're willing to run the offense all the way through.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Detroit looking at who they've got. They've got Tobias Harris. Marjanovic is out there with Aaron Baines. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Smith in at the 1 spot.
Jackson has improved his three-point stroke. He can't be left alone from outside.
Stolen by Jackson. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Baines. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Clippers trail by 6. One thing about Reggie Jackson is he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Reggie definitely has an edge to his game and plays like somebody stepped on his new shoes or scratched his car. Players with that mentality, though, I love them. They are rare, but some of the grittiest players in the game. He has fit in perfectly in the D because of that edge.
Smith kicks to Baines. Screen by Smith. Baines dishes to Harris. Back to Baines. That one doesn't drop. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Extremely accurate and efficient. A strong performance on the road. Took the fans right out of it.
Marjanovic kicks to Jackson. Pass to Harris. Rocket 6. And stolen by Speaks. Crawford with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Bass passes to Crawford. Stolen by Jackson. 56 seconds left in the first half. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at Los Angeles. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
Yeah, sound fundamentals. Lots of patience that led to that efficient scoring effort.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Veteran backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. The dunkers, Griffin and Jordan, are the bigs. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the 3 spot. They set the pick. Morris. The shot misses, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Griffin passes to Paul. It's good. This game is all even. Paul's got 6.
I mean, look, he's just an instinctive guy. Helping his teammates generate some offense comes naturally to him.
Well, one thing that Chris Paul has always been known for is his presence, Greg, on the defensive end. Just a smart and fundamentally sound defender who knows certainly how to disrupt a ball handler.
No doubt. In the modern NBA, there are so many guards that can beat you one-on-one. But Paul makes his shots tougher than probably anybody else in the league. Still, with the quick hands, he will come up with more than his fair share of steal.
A different look here for Detroit. Marjanovic comes in for John Lewis. And it's Ish Smith in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Crawford's checked in. He dishes it to Paul for the lead. Well, Chris, it didn't take long for you to get into broadcasting after playing days in. Was that something that you had always imagined doing after your career came to a close?
Yes and no. You know, I always wanted to be in basketball, and I still see myself in a management or ownership position. But, you know, growing up and being a student of the game, you know, I listened to all the great voices growing up, you know. I listened to George Blaha. I used to do local Detroit Pistons TV and all the radio guys, you know, Kevin and I know you're a very humble guy, but to guys like yourself, Dick Stockton, Marv Albert, you know, so I've gotten the chance to just listen to the best of my study tape and, you know, definitely influenced by that. And so the biggest blessing about it is that, or the biggest help about it is that, you know, I've been put in a position where I get to work with some of the best guys that have ever done it. And, you know, I just want to thank them for helping me get to a point where I feel comfortable, you know, talking about this game I love.
Well said. The Pistons making a change here. Harris is checked in.
And it's no secret that Stan Van Gundy knows how to coach defense. It's safe to call it his calling card at this point.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Reggie Jackson went from a backup in OKC to signing a 5-year, $80 million contract in Detroit. And Stan Van Gundy said, we liked his ability, but what we liked even more was he's a guy we thought would not change once he got the money. This is a guy who's really driven to be as good as he can be. Kevin, he has definitely made some strides.
Thanks, D.A. He wanted that starting role, and he's earned it. Here's Udrich. The feed now to Harris. Just 5 to shoot. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
The Clippers have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Caldwell-Pope dishes to Harris. There's the triple. And the miss. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy.
Right now, you got it.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. Pistons trail by 4. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Harris is out there with John Lewis. And it's Baines in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Detroit right now. They set the pick. Kicks to Harris. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
That's just the big boy muscle of Harris. A real energizer. He just fights through contact on his shots.
Marjanovic checked in for Aaron Baines. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Jordan, he's checked in for Maurice Spates. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Jordan the screen. Griffin against Jackson. Outside for Felton. 4 on the shot clock. No good with the triple. The Pistons trailing. Caldwell-Pope on the wing. He feeds it to Lewis. That one rolling around and rims out.
That was just textbook defense. As soon as he caught the ball, the D surrounded him.
And Abamute kicks to Griffin. And there's a call on Tobias Harris. That is his first foul of the game. Detroit making a switch here. Udrich is checked back in. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Crawford's checked in. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth.
The defense took a big risk leaving him wide open and got lucky to crank that outside shot.
And Udrich gets the Caldwell Pope. On the way, Harris. He's guarded by Mbappé. Tried to shoot. Here's Caldwell Pope. It's good, and they get the go-ahead bucket. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And you have to do a ton of stretch Caldwell Pope. Just razor sharp concentration when he's going up with the shot.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
And that's just a really bad turnover, especially at this point in the game. Every play matters.
Andre Drummond's check in for the Pistons. Marcus Morris comes in for Hicks. And a switch here also for the Clippers. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Out to the wing. Here's Lue. Brings it from beyond the arc.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Well, defenses are going to have to step up. Each team right now appears to be super comfortable on offense right now. They're both knocking down good shots.
Ball outside. Over in the corner, and Mbappé. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers.
Aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Now Udrich. Morris outside. Pass to Drummond. It is now to Lue. Down low. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond.
And it's still within reach.
Well, they need to get a few buckets and a number of breaks to go their way. This is not impossible.
That was massive. Huge play there. You got to love this thing.
He sinks the clutch free throw.
That's why his teammates trust him so much.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. The score is tied at 29. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, we got a chance to hear what Stanley Gundy told the team. He knows this has been a hard-fought game. He wanted his guys to just sit down and catch their breath. He said, look, we're right in the game, guys. Let's make a little push here. Let's come out with some bite. Kevin?
And here is Paul. Pass to Griffin. It falls!
That's just because he's completely in rhythm. His accuracy has been absolutely fantastic.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Guys, your thoughts?
And the only chance here is a lob at the front of the rim. A tip in to tie the game. There's not enough time to get a catch and shoot.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. This...
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, what?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, seen here. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Blake Griffin.
He had over half their points. Now that's incredible. Now someone might say he was showboating or ball hogging, but when the coach calls you a play, you got to deliver.
That's what I call a roll.